Yo, welcome everyone into today's absolutely fantastic video. I'm here with Aaron, one of our Agent Velocity Mastermind members. He has been building a B2B lead generation agency for the past 9 months with us, and he has had amazing results and scaled his agency to over 6 figures. So we're here to just today talk about his journey, talk about his progress, see if there's any insights that you can learn from. How are you doing, Aaron? Thank you so much for being here.
I'm doing good, Leevi. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this discussion. You know, when I first started and I saw these other interviews, like one of my goals was to eventually get my own interview with you. So, you know, we're just realizing that, and yeah, on to the next goal, I guess you could say.
That's fantastic. That's a good milestone to have. I love it. Amazing. But to kick everything off, do you mind going a bit over about your background? Where are you from? What are you doing? What kind of business do you run? How long have you been running it and all of that stuff?
Yeah, man. So originally I was born and raised in Maui, Hawaii. Moved to San Diego at around 12 and ended up going to college at San Diego State University. I just graduated about 4 months ago. And yeah, in terms of experience, I've had, you know, scattered internships around here and there, you know, law firms, real estate, like even at a tennis club, pretty much everything. And but most recently, my real estate experience, that was about last year, and it was also around the time where I needed to figure out that I don't want to do a 9 to 5, right? I had the whole 9 to 5 corporate, and it was right after that summer when I started looking for options, different things to do, because I realized that you know, if I wanted to live a certain lifestyle, you know, answer to myself and essentially you know, be my own boss, I got to make some internet money, right? So that's kind of when I stumbled upon what you guys offered, and I thought it made sense. And you know, that's when I went all in my last year of college.
That's super fire and actually really funny. I'm not 100%, I might be a bit wrong on this, but I think I'm right. The last interview you did was with Noah, and I think he also went to San Diego State University. I'm pretty sure.
He did. It's crazy because I was watching one of your YouTube videos, and it was like you just randomly clicked on him, and you were kind of like roasting his banner because it was like it just wasn't optimized. And then I saw like in the right corner that he you know, went to SDSU, and then saw that he was in the group. So I was like, I kind of have to reach out, right? What are the odds that, you know, 2 people from the same school are in that mastermind, which, you know, there's people from around the world. So yeah, it was cool to meet someone, you know, who went to the same school as me.
That's super funny. Amazing. So last year you started your own agency. What does your agency do? I already gave it a bit on the intro, but what kind of an agency do you run?
Yeah, so we run a cold email lead gen agency where, you know, long story short, we deliver interested prospects that are interested in you know, whatever service our client provides, but specifically for marketing agencies. We only work with marketing agencies.
That's super fire. And before you started running your lead generation agency 9 months ago, how did you go about starting it? Was it something that, okay, this is the first thing that I'm going to start, or had you already ventured into different online business opportunities, or how was your start?
So in terms of kind of having a digital business, this was kind of my first go around. I got the inspiration from my buddy and good friend Luke, who was also in the mastermind, and he previously ran an SMMA agency that kind of blew up for him. And then one day we were just at the hot tub, and he was telling me how he's into lead gen. And so that very same night, I went home, I watched like all your videos, and I think I built the discovery call that night because, you know, this business model, it made sense to me, right? There's clear value being provided, and it just also seemed like something that I could do.
That's super fire. That is super amazing. That's actually pretty rare as well. Your first online or first go at online business, you end up scaling it to actually like over 10K in like under a year. It's like, even though it's not, it's like, it doesn't sound like a crazy thing, but at least like for most of the people who I talked to, like the first 4 years that they do shit, or first few years, like they go nowhere. So you have been clearly like absolutely ripping it from the get-go.
Yeah, no, I've been extremely fortunate to get to the point where I'm at, especially, you know, again, considering this is my first venture. And I came into this with essentially no experience, no sales experience really, no marketing experience really. Yeah, I was a communication major in college. That's about all the experience I had. So, the program, the course, it really helped me learn the things that I needed to learn, and of course, your experience, right? Experience, I think, is always the best teacher. While she may not be so nice, you learn real good.
Yeah, that is true. That is a good quote. What do you think also, like, of course, the program and the mastermind and everything, of course, it helps a lot, but of course, there's a lot of work that you have to do yourself as well. What do you think, with no experience, your first business you're building, what do you think like made it possible, like just from your side, going through all the failures, obstacles, all of these things?
Well, yeah, again, experience, learning from your mistakes. Another thing was, the community, learning from other people's mistakes. That's also something very valuable. And just being able to ask a question whenever I need it. Everyone's extremely helpful. Everyone is happy to answer questions. I've even hopped on calls with some people. No, it's been great. Like I have over 99 plus things saved in the Slack, just because like they're just little tidbits of very useful information, right? And I had no doubt that if I did try to do this all on my own, just learning through videos and whatnot, I think it'd take a lot longer than where I got today. So this definitely helped accelerate and get me to the point where I'm at today.
That's super far. That's super far. So now 9 months later, you started as a broke college student who was looking to not work a 9 to 5. Now 9 months later, what kind of a situation are you with your business and with your life in general? What kind of revenue are you doing? How's the business looking like?
Yeah. So last month, was our best month. I think we did around 12K in revenue. And it's just consistent revenue too, right? It's not just a one-off good month. It's been consistent. And in terms of, how my life has improved, it's nice to be able to take my girlfriend to like an expensive sushi dinner and like not stress about it the way that, I would used to. And just like little things, right? I'm buying like the more expensive healthy foods that I've always wanted to buy. And like, for example, we're going to Paris this week for the Olympics. So
nice.
If I had a 9 to 5, I probably couldn't get the time off to be able to go to this event. And just right now I'm in New York too. Being able to work from my laptop has been real priceless. And so I would say not just in ways that I've grown like monetarily, but just having the freedom to do what I want when I want. That's been, I think, more valuable than the money that I've made so far.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that and resonate with that. Money is always great, but if you do nothing with the money, it's like pretty useless. You do nothing with, So having the location and time freedom and a bit of a small taste of the financial freedom, of course, there's much more to make, but of course that's always the biggest thing. So one thing that I'm always really interested in, and I know a lot of people who watch these videos are also really interested in, what does it look like to work with us and be inside in Velocity? What does everything look like?
So yeah, getting started, it's very seamless. I think that's the word. That's the buzzword that I'll use. Very seamless in terms of getting started. The notion, the guide is very clear on what you're supposed to do. Especially considering that the cold email world is constantly changing. No one thing will work for a set period of time. So you guys are always updating that, making sure that everyone's always up to date, whether it be like a new email provider to use or new scraping tools or verifying tools, anything like that. That's been extremely helpful. And then again, just going back to having the community to fall back on, when you have a specific question that you can't really Google, it's super helpful to have someone in there to personally answer your question. And, also the team, like I believe, in the first 3 months, just having people who are essentially a part of your business, whether it's sending them copy or like asking, again, really specific questions, them taking the time out of the day to help, that I think has also been invaluable. And yeah, with the whole community, I've just been really happy. Something that I was skeptical about, and I feel like I'm not by myself on this, was in a world full of people trying to sell you their courses and all their info, I was the one to think that, like, I just think these people are trying to get a quick buck because selling info is the new business model, right? But not in this case. This has been genuinely very valuable to me. I've learned in the past 9 months, I've learned more. I don't know if this is good or bad to say, but I've learned more doing this than my entire 4 years in college, right? And that goes back to experience, right? Being in it, you're gonna learn a lot more from doing it than reading about it. So for anyone who is like thinking about, pulling the trigger on joining AV, do it. I'd say it was easily the best investment of my life. It paid me back in multiples. So again, if you're hesitant, just send it, man. You're not gonna regret it.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, man, for those amazingly kind words. And the last question that I have for you is, and I think this is just for anyone who might be listening or watching this and is thinking about getting into online business, starting their own B2B lead generation agency or starting whatever. What is the one thing, if you could write a letter and send it to yourself 9 months ago, the past version of yourself, and you could give one tip on that letter, what would you write or say?
What would I say? Man, this is going to be so basic, but I'd say just do it. You just got to jump in there. And I'd say don't be afraid to try new things. Like in the beginning, especially if you're like me, you have virtually no experience in sales marketing or just business as a whole. Those first couple sales calls, those first couple clients that you have, it's going to feel scary. It's going to feel like you can't do it. But once you get over that hump and then you find something that's booking you like 20, 30 meetings a month, oh man, that's the best feeling. Cracking outbound, just being able to know that the skills that you have are able to essentially print money for other people's businesses. That feeling right there is, again, man, I think it's worth more than the money, right? Yeah. Especially seeing what you can do for these smaller agencies who, they're on the verge of going out of business because they rely on referrals, right? And some months they get a lot, some months they don't. So if you can like predictably and consistently add leads to their pipeline, it's a game changer for them. So aside from the money part, I know I'm straying away from your question. There's an emotional investment here. There is it's awesome to build these relationships with these owners and founders, right? Because of the work that you do truly impacts their lives. So just do it. Just do it.
It's an amazing note to end it on. Thank you so much, man, for being here. I really appreciate it. Of course, for anyone watching, if you're interested in joining Agent Velocity, go to agentvelocity.io and figure it out from there. It's gonna be pretty easy to find how to join or how to apply. But yeah, thank you, man, for being here. I appreciate your time. Take care, boss.
Yeah, Leevi, thank you for having me too, man. I appreciate it.
Amazing. Thank you, man.